against Manraj Dhami, Derby Lane Boxing. This takes place in 12-ounce gloves. It's over 3 2-minute rounds and it's sponsored by Raw Alkaline.
These two youngsters.
That was Charlie Ansell there. Manraj Dhami boxing out of Derby Lane.
He's coming out here, he's not waiting for the music to kick in, he's on his way down them steps. It's a junior bout by the looks of it.
It is indeed, mate. These are 2 young fellas, 2 young bucks. So I'm expecting, with the weight of these two and the youth and exuberance, I'm expecting a high-octane bout.
Tell you what, Manraj is wearing Cleto Reyes by the looks of it, so you must be good.
Yeah, you know, I was going to say, you know you're in trouble when you look across the ring and you see a guy in Cletos, especially them like goatskin leather green ones, mate. Yeah,
they hurt as well.
Gosh, they do, don't they now? I've tasted that goatskin leather, it doesn't taste good. The obvious advantage, the physical capabilities here for Manraj will be his height. So I'd like to see him keep at range. Don't step into close to medium range. Keep it at long range always. Look at the difference in the length of the arms.
I wonder if he's at that point though where he understands the distance, because with being a junior bout, sometimes it can take a little bit of a while to get used to that.
Great point, Naf. Great point. They will still be wet behind the ears, so they'll still have that. It's a work in progress. I didn't have to explain to some of the lads in the gym. They say, "Oh, I'm not doing this right." And it's like, you've been at it for 2 or 3 months. I mean, this takes try 2 or 3 years, then come back to me. And you know, you've got to stay consistent.
We still make mistakes ourselves. We'll never master it. This is the sport. You can never understand it, and this is why we do it. It's a pursuit of perfection, which we can never chase.
Never get exactly, mate. 'Cause it doesn't really exist. I always say progress, not perfection. But you've got to be hungry. You've got to be applicable. You've got to switch on. It's that simple. It always boils down to how bad do you want it. How bad do you want it? But it will not come overnight. Any young aspiring fighters out there listening, stay humble, keep your feet on the ground, keep your ear to the grindstone, stay in the gym, stay in the gym. You hang around the barbershop long enough, you get a haircut.
I mean, me and you can't do that, but we can try.
Definitely not, mate. See us, but
this is a choice. I'm not bald, mine's a choice.
Well, mine is not, mate. Mine is all going, pal. It's all going. I have a beautiful, beautiful hairline, pal. But I have to get rid of it, mate, yeah. My modelling days are over now.
That's just the beginning.
So I don't know what's going down here. Do we have some sort of issue with the gloves?
I think it is. I think it's the
because the old
size.
cleatos have been removed.
See the hurdles that he wanted them gone.
He wanted them gone. I think what it was, looking at this, it's a 12-ounce and they could have been 10s.
Oh, that would have been dangerous. I don't know if many people who are listening would understand this, but when you fight a man with a different size gloves, I've had it happen to me. My opponent had 10-ounce, I wore 16-ounce. It was wrong, it happened, and it hurt. Yeah. Got my eye socket broke.
Because obviously the difference, so if you're throwing punches in 16-ounce, well, pillows to an effect, and you know yourself, Nav, how many times have you had a glove that's 16 and it might as well have been at 18 or 20 for all intents and purposes?
Yeah.
You get some gloves where the integrity of the glove is like all in one area. It's all like, they're not very well engineered. So you can have what you call a puncher's glove, where it's 16-ounce, but it's like a 12. It's dangerous. You should never have it, and it definitely was. I think he had 10s on, and now they've got him 12s. Yeah, that is correct. And do you know what? Spot on there.
Enough fair play to the organisation
for spotting and making sure, mate. That just shows you there's an element of care there.
I'm not saying he did it on purpose, but some people would, and it has happened prevalently in a few sports, but they obviously care enough to make sure the safety of the fighters is paramount.
It was good to see.
Round 1.
Just hopefully it's not throwing Manraj's confidence off, because changing of the gloves last minute can throw you out.
Psychologically, mate, do you know something? I was speaking to someone before about this, about even if I didn't have my gear on, I think I'd perform differently. Do you know, wearing my colours and the colour scheme and everything, it can have a psychological effect on you, strangely enough.
I mean, by the look of it, I don't think it has, but it can do.
Mate? And Manraj here is really, really impressed me. Let's see if he's consistent and he keeps it up.
For juniors, they've got good footwork.
I'm looking at the shape and form too, mate.
Yeah, he's not breaking his form, is he?
No, I'd like to see him in a bit of a stronger stance. His feet come narrow every now and again. as you can see there. He did it
he
again.
did, as you
but
said it.
youth, and like I say, the youth, mate, the inexperience.
Oh,
what do we say then? That's partial.
I think that might have been a slip personally, but he did get caught as he was turning off.
See, now the refs give that account, and I kind of don't blame him for that. I could see why, depending on your perception, you'd have classed that a knockdown, but I do think it was more of a slip.
However, the punch landed, which would confirm a knockdown.
And again, mate, brings me back to the point where you should never square up and your feet should never come together, because then that won't happen. And now he's going to have to, we made this point before to a junior who was squaring up in the gym, you could be the better fighter, get caught square, go down, and you've lost that round now, and you're chasing the fight, all because you let the integrity of your stance be compromised.
Yep.
Don't let them feet come together, don't let them cross.
So I was having a conversation with a man stood behind me before called Noah Saunders, and we was explaining about if you get knocked down in a round, he said, should I come out strong? I said, myself, I would try and conserve the round and go to the next one and go all in, because you've lost that round. Unless you knock the man down, you're not going to bring that round back.
That's good, that's spot on that, mate, especially as well, you want to clear your head. I'd like to go back to a corner and take a deep breath and reanalyse and interpret and go back out. Like I said, when you've just been buzzed, it's more instinct that you're fighting on, not smarts. So I agree with that, Naf, 100%. And
that's the end of round one.
Tell you what, brilliant contest.
Charlie, obviously with a 10-8 round to the knockdown, a bit of a debatable one, but the ref scored it a knockdown, so we have to call it a knockdown.
Yeah, so we're gonna, so I'm gonna say that even though I'm saying a 10-9 to young Charlie, because even though he scored the knockdown, he didn't win the round for me.
No.
So I'm gonna say that was a 10-9 in favour to Charlie Ansell.
See, obviously you're more experienced than all of us here. So now, from my perspective, if a knockdown happens, the round is a 10-8, unless the other person scores a knockdown. So could it be brought back to a 10-9 with their work rate?
In my opinion, yeah. If you've done nothing like, so for example, that was pretty convincing from Manraj. I mean, it was, I wouldn't say it was domination, but it was very convincing. So a flash knockdown for me is not enough to warrant the 10-8, because he was losing the round convincingly. So for me, it's now a 10-9.
No, I like to listen to people's different perceptions of the judging, because I've done some judging myself and we always disagree. Yeah,
it's harsh to give it like there, for example, to give him a 10-8 now, Manraj, and to have him in a 3-round fight, 2 rounds down is harsh, because he was winning. Look
some
at the
good
beautiful shot variation, mate. And for me, a convincing winner of this fight if it keeps going this way. The 10-8 was a little bit harsh, but learn your lesson and do not square up and let your feet come together. He's doing it again. That little back foot step he does with his front foot that's pointless.
So that just shows a lack of experience, as you're saying, and hopefully as he grows, he will start to pick up on that. But that's where the sparring is key. You'll get caught in sparring a few times, and then you'll start to realise, why is that happening? And hopefully the coach will pick it up and you'll stop to do it.
On tech sparring. If you don't do tech sparring, you will become reactive, not responsive. You'll start tucking up, shelling up and going on instincts. Loads of tech rounds, develop your skills, isolate and galvanise the weapons.
So something I love is tech sparring. I don't go, oh, it's a big backhand.
This kid has impressed me tonight, Manraj Dhami of Derby Lane Boxing. Kid, you are talented.
And you can see he's got his kid frame. He's
not got the man strength, and that's scary because he has a bit of oomph in his
Charlie's got a bit more of a development to him, but look at the technique. And he's just firing, he's coming, he's got good ability.
He's brilliant, Naf. I've really, for me, he stood out on this card so far, mate.
100%.
We're only into fight 6, but, I mean, he stood out for me.
He's just becoming a bit narrow with that stance again.
He is, mate. He squares that lead. But again, he lands it every time. He waits for him to throw. He needs to get snappy with his jab now, does young Ansell. He needs to be really quick with that jab. And if I was him, I'd go to the midsection first, not the head. He can't slip the midsection.
It's beautiful boxing, this, from both men. And love the Philly shell. It's a big
I tell you
backhand.
what, Ansell landed a significant strike on overhand right. And if he can have more success like that, this is interesting to see how young Manraj deals with this.
He's still coming on strong. He wants a war. And that's the end of round 2, I think.
Touch of gloves at the end as well. I love seeing that.
You know, if we go off what you said before and it was brought back to a 10-9, this is a draw so far, if it's been taken to a 10-9.
I agree. So it would be
the winner of this round.
The winner of this round takes the bout. But I think, personally, the knockdown was a little bit harsh, but he has scored, so regardless of my opinion, if you're going off that scorecard, that's correct, mate, and it is down to this round, which I see only going one way.
Which would...
Manraj is He's just clinical, mate. He's clinical, he's sharp. I think he's going to take this bout. I think he's going to take it off young Ansell in this third.
I think if he does it, if he wins this round, I think they're going to give it a draw. Just be on the basis of the knockdown, because we don't know the judges are scoring it. I would like to see him win, but I think they're going to give this a draw.
I will give my opinion at the end of the third, depending on how dominant it is, depending on what occurs during the round. But like I say, you never know how the judges are seeing it. It's subjective. Are they going off a 10-9 must scoring system? I know that the UBBF used to do a 10 and an 8.5, which was a strange and interesting concept, mate. Yeah, very strange, but they implemented that at one point. Ansell here, though, even though Manraj has really impressed me, may I just add that Ansell has more than played his part and has shown bags of ability.
You know what I really like about him? As he's coming forward, his head is moving left. He's never keeping it stationary for a target. But then he just shows the ability of the other lad. He's still finding that head.
But Ansell started this round really well here. This is interesting. This is interesting, this. Because I could be incorrect here, because Ansell started this round well, and for me, he's not losing this round. Look, again there, that little slip, and he caught him with the jab.
Manraj needs to get back on his toes. Now he's become a bit flat-footed. He's going into a bit of a trade-off, and he's losing.
He's not having the last laugh in these exchanges now. As the curse of the commentator kicked in here.
Your turn this time.
Yeah, it is, mate, 'cause I think...
There's a nice little turn
there. Interesting, nice. Now don't step too far back. There you go. Keep him back.
He's gone on the back.
He's giving the initiative again. I'm telling you what, Ansell is winning this round.
100%.
Effective aggression, total strikes thrown and total strikes landed is all in the favour of Ansell. I don't know if anyone else has seen it differently, but Ansell, for me, has come awake in this round. Bit more spike now in the work.
He's winning this round, in my opinion, quite comfortably.
Comfortably, and I mean, this is, and we see here Manraj is showing the signs as well. I saw a little despondent look and a heavy breath.
He just looked at his corner then. That's never a good sign.
I could just see the trend, and in fact, I tell you what, that right uppercut though, how he snaps it up through the middle, it's frightening, mate. It's really quick.
I think he's starting to gas. I don't think it's the ability he's starting to tire, but a big backhand over the top. But look at that, the relaxed he is there.
To breathe heavy like that, then still exchange and throw, shows he's got a heart as well, so if he can keep that up now. There you go. This is going to be an interesting one to score. But for me, Ansell wins the round clearly, and for me, has nicked the fight.
I think he has just took it.
Nicked the fight now.
Yeah, he has, and that's a good test for him. I think both lads there had a very 50-50 fight. You can see the conditioning there. Manraj he needs a bit stronger.
See, Ansell kind of give the so-so look at his corner to say he's not too sure there. But I think fighters are their own worst critics.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've had fighters myself in the corner and they've been like, I've lost that, and I'm like, mate, you won all 3 rounds, and I've been proven correct. But I think sometimes if they're not dominating, they're not on top, they can doubt themselves.
In my opinion on this, were now Charlie's he's going round to the crowd. I think that in the judges' eyes as well shows sometimes can take the fight at the end, because they see one is up and he's happy and he's confident, when the other one's a little bit deflated. I think sometimes the judges can waver the decision a little bit.
I'm glad you touched on that, Nath. I learned that pretty quick in my first year. I had a title fight that was pretty close, and I went to lie on the floor, and my brother and my coach at the time ran in the ring and picked me up and said, no, get up and wave at the crowd, like, look at the judges, give them a bow. Your body language, it's a close one. That might tip the scales.
Yeah.
That might, you know what, look at him. If the other guy's showing distress, then it might just tip the scales. So interesting point you make there, Nath. Well done, fellas.
Very good fight.
Really, really impressed with both lads. Yeah, there we go. We were spot on.
That was deserved.
Yep, it was. I'm not arguing. I don't think anyone else in here will argue even now.
I mean, it is a shame because